What is up, you guys? Welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see, I am back home right now. We just got back yesterday from one of the most amazing trips we've had in a very long time. It was definitely one for the books. We visited Rwanda and Uganda with two of our really good friends, the Lost Two. They're amazing travel creators and amazing humans just in general. This trip was definitely the most exciting, original and life-changing trips we've probably had in our entire lifetime. We visited Africa in 2020. We went to Tanzania on a safari, and that all in all was an absolute amazing experience. However, the entire time we're in Tanzania, we were with a tour guide, because when you visit those countries, usually it's recommended to have somebody. And I believe that in Tanzania, it is not allowed to drive around safaris and national parks by yourself, so you have to have a guide with you. However, Uganda is a little bit different. There is way less rules, and things that are not allowed somewhere else in Africa are allowed in Uganda, like not having a guide and driving around national park. So that was one of the reasons why we chose Uganda. Also because of the price, it is much cheaper than anywhere else. So on our last cruise with the Lost Two, we sat down and we came up with this crazy idea of visiting this beautiful African country. We started with a 30-hour-long flight from Los Angeles to Uganda with a layover in Istanbul. And then as soon as we arrived, Claudia and Khan picked us up from the airport and we drove 8 hours to Queen Elizabeth National Park to start the safari. And I would be lying if I said that the trip from the airport Entebbe to Queen Elizabeth National Park was comfortable. It is those moments during travel that you really appreciate the accessibility of everything we have here in United States, because driving around Africa is certainly not for everybody and not for faint-hearted. It is quite challenging. I'm very happy we had Randy with us, because he is a very experienced driver and he truly can drive in any conditions. Half of the roads, or even more than half of the roads that we were on this entire time in Africa and this first drive, was on unpaved roads. Also, something we didn't expect, that the gas stations are not like our American or European gas stations where you can just stop and like get a quick bite to eat or a coffee or have an actual bathroom. This is our first restroom stop. This is a nice bathroom. We can't really lock it or flush it. This is what makes you appreciate our daily lives. The conditions at the gas stations are pretty rough. The bathrooms that we had to use were definitely far from our Western bathrooms, but hey, this is a part of the experience and I actually do appreciate those moments. And as mentioned, it was very difficult to get food, so during our drive time, we were not really prepared for that. We didn't bring any snacks, we didn't bring any food with us, so there were moments during our driving that we were not eating for 7 or 8 hours because the gas stations unfortunately don't have many food options.
Guys, I'm crying. Marta saved an egg for breakfast. Do widzenia. Bye bye.
There's some nuts you can grab, maybe some biscuits, crackers, but not like an actual meal. So that's something to be aware of if you're planning a trip to Africa and especially Uganda, to be prepared and bring some snacks because you will be starving. So the first drive, as I said, took us about 8 hours from the airport to Queen Elizabeth National Park. And mind you, that was already after 30 hours of traveling on flying on top of getting to the airport, being at the airport. So the whole experience was like a 3-day trip when we're just constantly moving around. And at the end, we arrived at night in Queen Elizabeth National Park. We checked into an amazing, cute lodge just to start a drive the next day. So here is this vlog. I am doing this intro at home because this trip was so exciting that I forgot to record an intro and an outro. I hope this vlog just a little bit show you guys how absolutely adventurous and life-changing this trip was, and I hope you really enjoy this vlog. Good morning, guys. Today is day 2 in Africa and Uganda. We arrived to Queen Elizabeth National Park. Yesterday we did a little bit of an evening game, and this morning we woke up at 6 a.m. to head back to the park to do a little bit more of animal spotting. We are staying at this most beautiful lodge located only 10 minutes outside of the park with the most friendly, hospitable people. We had an amazing dinner yesterday, home cooked meals from the local cuisine, and today we're going to have some coffee and head back to the park and then come back for breakfast. Yesterday we weren't so lucky with spotting the animals. We only saw an elephant, some buffalo, pumbas. So today we're hoping we're gonna see the lions and some other amazing animals. But I'm going to show you a little bit of this property. It's just absolutely beautiful. It's just so peaceful and relaxing here. If you haven't been to Africa, I highly recommend. It's just a completely different and beautiful world.
Oh my god.
Okay, you guys, so we're driving through the park. It was raining yesterday, so the roads are completely wet and there's puddles everywhere, and we just got stuck. There was a herd of elephants right behind us. There's literally nobody for miles.
But the
and
bushes
miles
are
away.
so thick that there could be a leopard.
It could be anything.
A lion.
It could be absolutely anything. We are effed.
Turn off the engine, dude. Turn off the engine.
And we're stuck again, this time in the bushes.
I can get it.
Okay.
Move this tree a little bit. Holy shit. Alright.
Oh! That's definitely a scratch.
This is fun.
We made it back to our lodge from the morning drive, and now it's time for breakfast. As I said, we're staying at a very local place, a very local lodge with local cuisine and the best hospitality ever.
Yeah.
So for breakfast we're gonna have some fresh fruits and then some eggs, and I think we're gonna pack up and head to the south after our breakfast.
Very good. Juicy.
Actually, we saw 2 of the big five, not 3 of them. We didn't see a leopard or lion or
What's that, water buffalo?
yeah. So we've seen water buffalo and elephant. That's it.
This has been going on for
Those
the
are the only
past
two that-
hour and a
Only two
half.
that we've seen.
The other 3 are
We're just
leopards.
sitting here.
Sitting
Lions
discussing
and
what are we
rhinos.
gonna do.
No.
No,
We're done with the buffalo.
Only lion and leopard.
and rhinos, but you don't have any.
This is for 6 days or 7 days in Africa, and this is cutting it in half of what we usually travel with. Okay, so as I mentioned, we're staying at a local lodge right 10 minutes out of the national park, and I wanted to quickly show you how cute those little huts are. We already checked out, so I'm not able to go back in, but I highly recommend staying here if you're coming to Uganda, if you're planning on visiting Queen Elizabeth National Park, because you get to interact with wildlife right outside of your huts. The elephants come here right to your doorstep. There is deer, there is other animals just roaming around, so it's just such a surreal moment when you wake up, go outside on your porch and see an elephant standing right there. So I highly recommend. This is the hut we stayed in, and the elephant in the morning was literally right there with the sunrise on the left side. Absolutely unreal. Okay, you guys, so we just drove by and we saw a bunch of vultures eating something. It's kind of covered by all the vultures, so I can't see it. Thank God. I'm very sensitive, so I don't want to see it, but it smells so bad. And we know it's a lion who killed a water buffalo, and the vultures now are eating it. I'm going to show you guys. It's not very graphic because they're covering it, so you don't have to cover your eyes, because if I can look at it, you can look at it too. So check this out. The smell is absolutely disgusting. You see a little bit of a leg in there, and the vultures are just so brutal.
We're stuck again. This is not a real 4x4. This is like a fake 4x4. But we're gonna hopefully try to get out of it. Oh. Yes, Randy got out. I wish I recorded this. I just try to get out of the way.
This is the reality of the raining season in Uganda. One moment you have full sun, and one moment it's full-blown water safari. We drove from one part of the park to the other. We are now, it's raining. We are right now more, I'm actually not sure which direction, but we are in the region called Ishasha, and we drove about 3 hours with stops to spot some animals to a new location. We are now in Mbogo Lodge in Ishasha. We're going to be spending one night in here. We did not eat all day. There is barely any gas station, so if you come here, make sure you bring snacks because we're absolutely starving. We're ready to eat. We didn't eat anything all day, just had breakfast. Now we're going to have some dinner, go to our rooms, and probably pass out. But this is our lodge. It actually looks pretty amazing. It's in the middle of nowhere. There's absolutely nothing around us for miles and miles away, which is just so peaceful. Again, Africa is just so peaceful. Okay, we finally got our dinner. So for starter, we had a zucchini soup. That's gone because we were so hungry that it's gone. And for main, I'm having a veggie curry, and all the meat eaters here are having a beef stroganoff, and apparently it's amazing, isn't it?
Because it's gone already.
It's gone already, and I already started to dive into my food, and it's absolutely amazing. And for dessert, we're having banana pancakes, and they look delicious. Good morning, you guys. It's 6 a.m. in the morning, and it's a third and final day of our safari drive. Right now we're heading back to the front of the lodge to have a little coffee and a banana. We're gonna head out for the game drive for about 3 hours and then come back here to get breakfast. We did not really see this place because yesterday we arrived when it was already dark outside. But now that we're walking here at 6 a.m, it looks absolutely stunning. Look at this lush greenery around. And we have our eyes around our entire head because they told us that all the animals come here. So you have to be really careful, and you need to watch out when you walk around anywhere in Africa. Look at all those nests. Got some coffee here, some juice, some bananas for the roadie bananas.
Baboon bananas.
No way. Okay, you guys, we just arrived to the front of the gate. The entrance to the park is $80 per couple. It's $40 per person, so we have to pay again. We saw a lot of animals, but we are really on a hunt to see a lion. There's not many of them here in the park, but they have lions here that are climbing the trees. They're sleeping in the trees. They're spending majority of the time on the trees, so we're trying to find them. We're dead set we really need to find those lions in particular. So we're gonna do a drive, like I said, for about 3 hours, then head back to the hotel, eat some breakfast, and head to our next location. Africa and safari is a lot of moving around, a lot of patience. You kind of just have to know that sometimes you may be driving for hours and not see anything, but that's the beauty of it, that when you finally spot the wildlife, it's just so rewarding. So we're very excited for this last day of a safari, and fingers crossed we're gonna spot a lion today. I'm also losing my voice. I'm not sure why. I'm pretty sure it's because the windows in our car and the roof is popped up the entire time, so it's very, very loud. So when we talk to each other, we kind of have to scream. So I just sound like I partied for 2 weeks straight, but it is okay. And also look at this view and the sunrise. Okay, we found a hyena. I don't know why people say that they're ugly. He's actually so cute. Oh, wait, what is that? Pumbaa. Pumbaa and the hyena. Come here, look at it. Hey. Oh, he's cute. Look at those ears.
Sorry, that was not stable.
Okay, after 3 days of driving, we finally spotted a lion. Well, I didn't, the boys did, but it's so far away. If you see that fig tree, it's in this tree. So with binoculars, the boys spotted it. Here it is, look at him. Oh my god, his leg is just hanging off. This is so cute, 15x.
I'm gonna try and shoot this
Look
through
at
the
him.
binoculars though.
Okay, we made it back to the lodge. Now it's time for breakfast. It's 11 a.m. We're supposed to be here at 10, but of course we got hung up on the lion. So I'm gonna show you around the lodge a little bit. It's literally in the middle of nowhere. We're gonna get some quick breakfast and head to the room, and I'm gonna show you our wonderful room and the lodge from the outside. So this is the dining area of the lodge. It's elevated on the first floor, and this is our wonderful table where we're gonna have some amazing breakfast that tastes 10 times better after that game drive this morning. We're starting with some fruit. The fruit here tastes bajillion times better than the fruit in America, of course. Yesterday I bit into a pineapple and I couldn't speak because I had so much juice in my mouth. Well, let's see.
It's no different.
It's the same? Okay, I'm taking a bite of a pineapple.
No hormones.
Wow. Wow. And for breakfast, we have some eggs on a toast. So here is the walkway to our room. This room is just massive. Randy is doing an MTV tour right now. Don't mind the mess. We're checking out, so we're about to pack our bags and go, but I just really wanted to quickly show you guys. It is kind of like a camping tent situation. It's a lodge. Randy is here, and the roof, it's so tall, it's actually unbelievable. There's no AC, no fans here. It wasn't too hot. It was raining, it was pretty chilly. We closed all the blinds for the night, so it was a little bit stuffy, but you can leave them open. But here we got 1 bed, 2 beds. We were completely not aware that the amount of beds we're gonna have in the room. And here is the bathroom. It's a little bit dark because obviously the blinds are shut, but here is the shower. There was no problem with hot water here. And when you go through the bathroom, you have another room, so you can easily fit the entire family in this one room here. Paid $160 for the night here. That included breakfast and dinner. which is obviously probably not the cheapest price you can get in Africa, but definitely it's cheap comparatively to like United States prices. And especially that this is one of the nicest lodges that they have. There's not many options here in Ishasha, so we didn't have many options to choose from, but this was definitely a very good pick. It's very clean, it feels safe, the food was absolutely delicious, and it isn't very expensive. So if you are visiting this region, this is a really good lodge for you to stay in. So this sums up our 3 full days in Queen Elizabeth National Park. We visited the North Park, then we drove to the south and visited here in Ishasha, and now from here we're going to drive to the gorilla trekking. It's going to be really exciting, I already know that. So today we have about 3-hour drive from the south to the Mahogany Spring Lodge, from where we're gonna start the gorilla trek. We're gonna be spending 3 full days in the new location.